Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Been a while. I hope everybody's doing good. So a lot of changes have recently taken place, and it's part of the reason why I haven't posted any videos. And secondly, I'm just not that good at it. But I keep saying I'm going to try. Really, I'm going to try. So I wanted to post this video, basically kind of like I don't want to necessarily say a day in the life of, but those of you who know me, you know that I have been involved in the axe throwing bar business for pretty much since the beginning, since it hit the United States back in 2017, 2018, and I started my first venture there in East North Carolina. Now, I'm no longer associated with that, but starting that venture had led me to where I am currently, which is in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Which, had you asked me 6-7 years ago, do I see myself living anywhere in, around, or owning a bar in Bowling Green, Kentucky, I would have told you, fuck no. But now, for all my friends that live here in BG, I don't mean no disrespect by that, but never in the cards was it for me to be here in Bowling Green. So, here we are. Now, fast forward to 2025, and there's been a lot of ups and downs and of business partners and fortunes made and fortunes lost and things like that. But here we are, survived COVID, and I want to show you what I've now come to own, which was never in the cards. So, here it is, Raging Axe in Bowling Green, Kentucky. So this place was originally owned by a former, I should say friend, he's more like a brother, but unfortunately, like, shit happens and people make really shitty decisions, and you just don't, and relationships fall apart. And anyhow, so I'm not gonna go down that fucking rabbit hole, but he originally started this place, and I helped him with it, and it was under the old brand that I'd founded, which was called the Flippin' Axe. I'm not associated with that. I had resigned from that back in 23. But now, some things had happened, and the opportunity for me to take it over or buy it fell into my lap. And that's why you guys haven't really seen me racing or doing any of that stuff, because this happened, and you guys know that there's really no money in racing whatsoever unless you have a crazy monetary sponsor, and that's not going to happen unless you have like a massive YouTube following, or you're already a multimillionaire and you have the opportunity to go race all the time and spend the kind of money it takes to be super competitive all the time. So maybe one day I'll get there, and who knows, maybe this might get me there. So what's it like owning an axe throwing business? It's very exciting, and it's also very challenging at the same time. Some of you may recognize this place. You may have been here during Holly LS Fest. We host the after party for Holly LS Fest, and we put on a big burnout contest, do stuff like that. And the reason I just totally changed topic. We've got an autograph board here. Obviously I'm a vet, Marine. Did my time in Iraq and Afghanistan. So of course, veteran is a big part of supporting the veteran culture is a big part of who I am and what we stand for, and very, very patriotic establishment. But this board here, the cool thing is that it's got Vaughn Gittin Jr., Chelsea Denofa's on there somewhere, and there's a handful of others. This is drifters that come before, stuff like that. So anyway, that's why I changed subject on you. So this used to be an old concert music lounge that turned into an axe throwing bar / entertainment bar now. Had to evolve. Back in 2018, 19, and 2020, like, axe throwing was the hottest thing to ever hit the scene at that time, and you couldn't have enough axe throwing lanes. Literally, you couldn't. It was just the place was packed. You were making money hand over fist, and it was great. But then COVID happened, and that totally turned the world upside down. And well, here we are. This is, somehow he managed to survive when millions of other businesses closed. Now, this is just a rebranded version of what I'd started, but it's also through tons of lessons learned through those years. So, I forgot how many square feet the building is. It's like 4,700, I think. But we've got a full bar here. I got an awesome staff. Nicole and her husband Brian, both bartenders. Nicole she's originally Las Vegas, and so she brings big Las Vegas energy and everything. She puts everything into her bartending, and she's really passionate about this place, and I really appreciate her. But she does a good job slinging drinks and also like keeping the locals happy. You know, we got a little community board making announcements, doing stuff like that. Had a graffiti wall done. I thought that was pretty dope. There was a local artist, goes to Western Kentucky University. He came in and knocked that out for us. Pool table. Now, once upon a time, there used to be 12 axon lanes across there. Not anymore. I took out recently, once I acquired this place, I took out half. So I kept the OG lanes because that's just, you know, like, no, Jesus, get my finger out of there. Know me, though, that, you know, personally know they associate me with the axon business. And that's kind of how I've started to make a name for myself outside of racing and whatever else. But the axon lanes will stay. I don't know if it's going to stay at 6. Hell, it might eventually. At one point, it might be down to 2. I don't know. But it's still relatively popular, just not as popular as it once was. I converted this space into more of like a multi-use, like entertainment space. So I'm currently working on the stages while there's paint and stuff out. You know, puncher. You know, we have karaoke. We do karaoke every. God dang it, did it again. We do karaoke. We're doing it every single Thursday. And then when I took over, I had to kind of put that stuff on pause because I'm making a bunch of changes. And like karaoke people are very passionate about karaoke. And when you start messing with their schedules, and if they can't come in and sing, it pisses people off real fast. So we had to just put it on pause until we get this stuff finished, so that when it started back up, you know, we're not interfering, you know, with something they're oh so passionate about. But yeah, put in a stage. Like I said, I took out all the lanes, repainted the walls, stage is in. I'm just waiting on the light scaffolding stuff to come in so I can do all the lighting on the stage. Not a big stage, but it's enough. But yeah, we'll have like light scaffolding goes across, some screens. But yeah, the karaoke will be available every single night, kind of like it's like a DIY style karaoke, like something you would see if you go to like an actual karaoke lounge in a big city where you are a karaoke room. So you put your name on it, enter a queue, select your favorite song, just wait for your name to come up in the queue, and then you do your thing. No more waiting on a host, no more having to deal with a host and whether or not there's a karaoke click, and if they like you, if they don't like you, because believe it or not, that shit exists. So none of that. This is 100% self-serve. And the whole goal of this is to make people are coming here to have a good time. So you want to make it as seamless and as efficient as you possibly can without too many hurdles. So that's kind of the thought process behind this whole thing. And then here, so axe throwing, games, stage for karaoke, and live music. That TV actually has 4,000 arcade games on it, believe it or not. Stump, or some people know this game as Nagel, or Hammerschlagen. It's an old German drinking game where you've got to hammer a nail into the stump, but here's the challenge. You ever seen a hammer like this? I don't think you have. So, if you got shitty hand-eye or you're drunk, you're fixing to lose that game. Let's go out front here, or out back. So we also have a rage room. So rage room last year. And, you know, again, you got to get creative with this stuff because what people want is demand's always changing. But a rage room, man, you give a place for people to go bust some shit up and get their stress out. I'm telling you, you can't have... we can't run out of stuff all the time, so we struggle to keep up with it. Now, turn this around. Turn this building into a rage room, which is inside here. Let's get in. Okay. Yeah, see what I mean? People beat the ever-living shit out of this room. We're supposed to hit the walls. So I've got to fix that. That's like always an ongoing thing. But like you put people in a room with a bunch of junk that they can bust up with hammers and then sledgehammers, and of course, you know, there's PPE and eye protection and gloves and stuff for the folks to use, so they can come in here and have a good time. Man, this room is taking a beating, especially after the holidays. But yeah, you give them a reason to come in and cut loose, boy, I'm telling you. So you know, if you got an old lady that's really needs to get some stress out, or hell, you need to get some stress out. Find you a rage room. And around the other side is actually another rage room that's not in use. We just use it as storage because I need to get another building for the items. So turn this off. But yeah, there is, even though it's a separate building, it does have its own heat and air conditioning in the summertime, so people in there freezing or sweating to death, you know, in the humidity, especially here in Kentucky in August, September, it gets freaking so hot and sticky, it's ridiculous. And then right now the weather sucks. The area was really plain when we first took it over, so added this overhang, picnic tables. I got some spools and stuff like that. Now the plan out here is eventually I want to put AstroTurf down and some additional lighting, and you know, for all the people that love cornhole, where my truck is currently parked, this will be like a big outdoor space used for, and really whatever else, you know, just entertaining space. There's a fire pit on the other side of my truck. I have a mobile axle trailer that during the wintertime it really doesn't get used, but you can see it's full of all the wood that I tore off the walls from the old axle lanes. That is a small fortune in wood right there. So yeah, but yeah, the trailer really doesn't get used during the winter, so it just sits. Yeah, that's a quick little walkthrough of the axle bar, and you know how I make some money. Some months I do, some months I don't, because obviously you got people to pay and bills to pay, and you know, you got to get extorted every month for taxes, and at the end of the year by the federal government for taxes. But hey, maybe that's coming to an end with all this tariff stuff. Sorry, we're right next to 65 and rush hour, so somebody probably got into an accident, unfortunately. That's why you hear the sirens. This is the Raging Axe, and this is what I do for a living. This space, as you know, I am a car guy, so I love using this space to host car meets and stuff, things of that sort. So if you're in Bowling Green for an event, whether it's NMRA, LS Fest, Ford Fest, streetcar takeover, whatever it is, something that's happening at Beach Bend or the Corvette track, decent sized lot. I think there's 70 some parking spots. Hey, hit me up. Let's put something together and put on a car event. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Take care. And if you have any questions about the Axon business, feel free to comment below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you.